This is hydrangea, Oakleaf Hydrangea. This grows wild in the woods where I grow up. It's also known as seven bark. See the leaves? This is Oakleaf Hydrangea. Now, believe it or not, this is often planted in municipal areas, and indeed, I'm in a parking lot of a medical complex. Yes, this is Greg Allison with Bring Greg's Garden and Worm Farm, and I'm coming to you from where I just had a tube put in my left ear, so a minor outpatient ear surgery. So there's the 26th of October, 26th of August, 2020. Now, this is an amazing plant. Like I say, this used to grow in the forest where I grew up, in the woods of the farm I grew up on. It don't grow in the woods where I'm at, but this is found quite often in, been set out around municipal buildings as an ornamental plant. Now, we knew this also as seven bark. Look at that bark down there. Now, this is a wild medicinal. I don't know anything about eating it, but if you scrape off that outer bark, the inner bark, the living tissue, the cambium, the same kind of tissue that you can eat on many trees, and I don't know that I'd want to eat this. I don't know if it's safe to eat. It may be, or chew. But if you put this on a brown recluse bite, it's reported that it will heal the brown recluse bite. But you want it basically mushed up and damp, wet, kind of like if you chewed it up. I do not advise chewing it because I do not know that aspect of this plant. But it's said that this is the cure, according to some people, for brown recluse bites. Now, I'm not a doctor. If you need to seek medical advice, seek a real doctor. So that's my disclaimer. Also, I will disclaim that in nature, there's many things that are edible, good to eat, and good for you. There's also many things that will make you sick and kill you. And I do not know about the edible properties of this seven bark or Oakleaf Hydrangea. Now, in the peak of its season, these are pretty white blooms, but this is late summer here and the blooms are going dry, and it's making seeds down in here. So there's little seeds where the blooms used to be. But there's another property of this that I used to really admire when I was a kid growing up. That's the underside of these leaves. I'm gonna tell you what, that is the best toilet paper you'd ever find. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. That is the best toilet paper you'll ever find in the woods. One leaf, and you might be the guy who needs a whole roll of toilet paper, but one leaf of this will do you. One leaf will do you, because somehow that soft underside's got, the veins and the hair underneath it. It will just pick up everything. That soft underside of this leaf is the best natural toilet paper you'll ever find in the wilds. So if you're in the forest and this is growing, and look, there's a whole lot of it right here. This is a ginormous forest of this stuff. And these are tall trees, or tall bushes, because it is probably about 8 foot down below where I'm standing right now. Again, I'm in a parking deck. And in the middle of Huntsville, Alabama. In fact, this is the Huntsville Hospital Medical Mall area that I'm in, or where they've got all their Huntsville Hospital complex in Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm in the middle of the city, and I'm finding this. So you can find this if you're in the city. You can find it growing in many places in the country. This is really good for you. Now, what I'd like to say is to support my channel, please subscribe, click the update notification bell, and click all. Some of my subscribers, though, tell me that they don't get my update notifications. So please, in that event, go in and double check my channel after a couple of weeks to make sure you're getting. Some people get them, some don't. I feel like the algorithms are really depressing my views of late, but it's because I say so many things that are so healthy and so good for you, and things that you need to know about what's going on in the world. So sometimes that's not, they love us so much, sometimes they think we need to be shielded from things that we can't stand to know. In any event, the proposition of my channel, of course, is to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. And what I want to tell you is that I've got some really good deals on my channel that are available to you. You can go with prepwithgreg.com and get a 4-week food supply that lasts 25 years, $100 off. I mean, that's nearly a third off the price. So it's an amazing discount. You can take that and last 25 years. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what, 25 years from now, the price of food and it's the inflation, I'll tell you, 5 years from now, that's gonna be a huge, huge bargain. This stuff will last 25 years. It's a bargain right now. It's good food. It's quite a mix of meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you even get some drinks and desserts. 2,000 calories a day. Hey, you can't beat that for, you know, just under $300 you'd be paying. That's a great price, hands down right now. But I've been telling you guys about food shortages and things like that, so you really need to pay attention to that. I also do a lot of videos, and I'm trying to up the game right now. So I could have waited till I got back to the forest where I'm at home, but I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be able to show you a wild hydrangea or this Oakleaf Hydrangea. This one's not growing in the wild, but it does grow in the wild around here in my area. In fact, I think the ones that grow in the wild might have a little more fur underneath, but those are adequate. It's about the same. It's an amazing plant. I've always loved these plants. They're beautiful plants. Plant them around your house, and you'll be glad you did because, like I said, it can treat, according to reports, brown recluse bites. Plantain is also good for that, and potatoes. I mentioned that in my plantain video. If it can treat brown recluse bites, it might pull out other poisons too. Just saying, not, you know, not prescribing, don't know, never tried it for that myself, but what I have tried and used often for years, when I was growing up on the farm, that was my favorite toilet paper. I wouldn't even go to the bathroom in the house. I'd go out in the woods. I guess that makes me a bear, right? Because bears in the woods, right? That's what they say. Or maybe a Bigfoot. Bigfoot's brother. All right, so please check that out. Go to prepwithgreg.com. Prepwithgreg.com for that special deal, $100 off. It's with My Patriot Supply. You click on the logo, you get all kind of prepping supplies through My Patriot Supply: water filters, air filters, gear that you will need when it hits the fan. And buying any of that through that link will help me. Won't cost you a penny more, but it does help me. So please help me out with that. And also, you need to plant seeds right now. Heirloom seeds is what you need. I got links below my videos to True Leaf Market. Check them out. Again, meet the wild, or in this case, domestic, Oakleaf Hydrangea. Also, by the old timers, called 7-bark. Look at that bark down there. See that bark? That rough, papery bark? I'm sure you could probably make some kind of paper out of that. That bark would be a good fire starter. Dried out, that would be an excellent fire starter. So, and maybe these old dried flowers, if they're not damp from the rain is there, might be a good fire starter too. So there's a lot of uses for this plant. It's a lovely plant. Makes a beautiful bush. Now you're looking at it from the inside where the sun don't shine, so it looks rough, but from the outside it's all leaves and pretty. You walk around here, it makes a beautiful, beautiful bush. You go anywhere, see it's on the outside, it's all leaves where the sun shines. But you're seeing it from the inside here, next to the building. I mentioned it'd be a great place to hide, right? It's a beautiful plant. I really love this plant because it's beautiful, and also, like I said, it makes an excellent, a most excellent wild toilet paper. And in the day and age where toilet paper may be rare, holy smoke, you got a lot of it here. One sheet will do you. I got several years worth of supply right here for somebody. This will take care of a whole family, and then some, maybe a whole neighborhood. There's a lot right here. You can plant this, and you wouldn't have to worry about running out of toilet paper as long as these leaves are growing. Now, in the wintertime, well, you might have to revert to corn cobs. That's what the old timers did. You know, those stems might work, but I'd hate to cut them just for that because they grow such beautiful leaves and flowers. This is a very pretty plant. The flowers are pretty when it blooms out. It's a beautiful plant. Highly recommend you see your horticultural experts, go to your horticultural yards and buy these. I love them. Anyway, everyone, I just want to say thank you for watching. Again, please subscribe and bang the update notification bell and click off. Goodbye.